We've just arrived in Stansted Airport and we're on the way to Bishop Stortford to a company called Connect Scaffolding. We're going to display this at the greatest flower show in the world. If I can't do it justice as a garden, we're in trouble. Bloody hell! I don't like those kickboards. No, I can't have it. Bloody hell, it's huge. Wow. We have to turn that into a garden. Those two are the grown-ups. I just do nice pretty drawings and lines on a piece of paper. The height, the views that we'll get from it, which are becoming clear as the higher I climb up. I'm excited to see the space I have to work with. For instance, now that I'm stepping onto here, I have to make a garden from here. I have to make usable spaces, because what I'm trying to say at Chelsea is it may be possible to garden on different levels from a small footprint. So we have a full garden down below, and then half the space up here is taken up with garden. I just wanted to stick with basic scaffolding equipment for the whole thing. So the floor needed to be scaffolding boards. These needed to be scaffolding tubes, the plainest that you can get. The kickboards make the whole thing look heavy from a distance. They make it look as if there's a thick floor, which we don't need. These are the only things that I don't like. I've never liked the stairs. There's the kickboard. This seems ridiculous. This is only the 3rd level out of 7, and I feel I'm up in Everest. So. When I'm at this height, there'll still be garden because there'll be trees planted below, that the foliage will be coming all the way up here. And even here, with these, I'll have plants going through some of those, the centre of those, to soften everything. You must be able to see for 10 miles. And there's lovely space here. Just lovely terraces, just ripe for the planting, ripe for gardening. Ripe for living outdoors. So what happened? Oh, gets even more exciting, the ladder. Now, I am surprised. I'm really surprised at this. I was convinced this was a place I wouldn't want to be, that it was just another level up there, that I wouldn't be able to garden up here. And I didn't realise how much light it would get, and the views. Kind of slightly scary looking over. And I can go up more. Wow. Wow. I have to combat my fear of height, which are really beginning to close in on me at the moment. I might cage this completely with, to make it comfortable, I might put chain link all around it, and I might grow climbers up. It's fantastic. I have a full day to absorb what we're dealing with. You don't often get that chance for Chelsea. Okay, the environment is going to be completely different, but my job is to make these spaces into a garden. I see what I have to work with now. I have to think about the type of plants that will be suitable. I have to think about what people will see when they're up here, but also when they're right down there or way over there. The most exciting thing about today is going up and up and up and seeing these spaces get more intimate and brighter with the sun and the sky and the views. Down below is a large space. I knew what I was dealing with. I have a 16 by 16 metre garden to do. I didn't know what it was going to be like once that space halved up here. But I can deal with it. That, don't like at all. Just the stairs, I just do not like them. I have no problem inviting 20, 30, 40 people to be on this structure because it's perfectly solid. This will be a walkway with plants pouring in a formal arrangement, mind yourself there, from either side. Shade-loving plants with a kind of canvas backdrop with something printed on it. So every time we're looking, you'll get it from here very, very clearly. There's a repeat, there's a vista. You've been welcomed. And if I didn't play with that and play with those really classical architectural features and shapes, I wouldn't be making use of this space. I know how I have to plant this. I know how I have to deal with it. And I know that most people are going to see this garden from this level, looking straight in, and they'll want to be entertained from this level, because most people won't get to go up and see. They'll see stuff hanging down. Look at it from here. I'm imagining how people would use it, so I know my mind is quite relaxed with the space, with what I have to do. But now I have to picture the characters that might inhabit. There's a whole crowd of different people, a city stockbroker, a bohemian dropout who wants to garden and grow some vegetables in the sky, a housewife, some ladies who lunch who want to come for a cup of coffee, and they all inhabit different spaces in this magical green tower. I want to show how people would cook in it, would eat in it, would lie in the sun in it, but also possibly do their washing in it, or bring their washing to it to dry, because there's nowhere else in the city that they could do that. I'd like them to watch telly in it. I went back and I watched that movie Rear Window the other day, because this is what this garden reminded me of, all these little lives living on top of each other in that case, brick or concrete boxes, in this case, in green spaces and gardens. And you know the other thing? We've a slide coming down through it, and we've waterfalls, and we've plants, and we've lighting, and we've places for people to live. Imagine when you're up there, maybe on the 4th or 5th story, getting in a slide and coming all the way down to here. An exhibit that will make people think, hopefully make people smile, but mainly make people think about how we live and how we conserve resources. If I water a tree at the very top of this, I want the water to seep down through lots of different plants before it's lost or evaporates. Look the fuck at that. And I love how you look through it and you see sky and sunlight. And at Chelsea, there'll be the river in the back, and there'll be big trees, slightly contorted trees. There'll be traffic going by, and there'll be crowds milling in front of it here. It's huge, but it's not as scary as I thought. I don't like the kickboards. Have I said that?